Hello and welcome to my first episode. However you got here, be it by word of mouth, or if this was in your recommended, you are appreciated and welcomed here, and I can't stress that enough. Now, you've already read the title, you've seen the thumbnail, you know what it is. Let's not waste any more time, let's talk about Super Mario 64. Now, a little history. Super Mario 64 came out in 1996 on the Nintendo 64. The game revolutionized the industry and was the main building block for many 3D platformers to come. Not just Nintendo games either. Now, this video is separated into 3 parts: story, level design, and music. So, let's get into it.
Dear Mario,
First off, our story. Peach invites Mario for a delicious dessert, a cake. While Mario is going to the castle, imagining what frostings, fruits, and flavors he will taste, Bowser kidnaps the princess. Again. But this time, instead of traveling through different lands to get to a castle, Mario is traveling through a castle to go through painting portals to go through lands to get into Bowser's realm. Got all that? Good. Mario has to do a lot to save Peach, and I mean a lot. He has to kill a giant king bomb, return a lost baby to its mother, butt stomp a giant sentient slab of concrete, race a big penguin down a slide, and a lot more. And after he does certain tasks like this, he gets the main collectible of the game, Power Stars. These stars have been hidden by Bowser. Now, apparently these make Mario stronger throughout the game, but it's more of a meta thing and not a gameplay thing. What I mean is, when you get Power Stars, a message appears saying you got stronger, but nothing really happens. You don't get extra health or run faster or anything. But that can be explained with another part of our story. Your playthrough is part of a movie. The camera is actually being controlled by a Lakitu, filming Mario's actions. Maybe this is Lakitu saying you got stronger, to symbolize some rising action in his movie. But that's not enough story. Let's talk about the levels. Like I said earlier, Mario is going through paintings to go to mystical lands. We have a battlefield with a civil war going on in it, a deadly, fiery wasteland with little to no land to step on, a cold, icy mountain with penguins and snowmen. If you have ever played Mario 64 in its entirety, you probably knew the levels I was just talking about, even with those limited descriptions. I was of course talking about Bob-omb Battlefield, Lethal Lava Land, and Cool Cool Mountain in that order. You probably already knew that though, because the stages are just so memorable. And that is almost always a good thing. Every stage has a certain mood to it that you will most likely feel whilst going through it. First is Bob-omb Battlefield. It has a sort of happy-go-lucky mood mixed with a sort of epicness with greenery and explosions. Then there's Jolly Roger Bay, with its heavy fog, still crystal blue water, and sand. At first, it has a calming mood. It's like a vacation spot after all. But then you delve deeper, and deeper, and even deeper, and see a sunken ship with the infamous Unagi eel. You might have turned white as a sheet the first time you saw it. The fact the mood can change so fast with just the sighting of a creature is, in my opinion, amazing. How many times has that happened to you in other games? But not all here is for the better. There are 2 stages that I really dislike, being Hazy Maze Cave and Wet Dry World. First off, Hazy Maze Cave. I have played this game a million times and I can never memorize the layout of this stage. It's just so confusing. The level is so convoluted and huge that it's just an absolute slog to go through. Then there's Wet Dry World. This level has always creeped me out, and I don't really know why. Just the skybox, the music, a mishmash of different things. Just made it feel weird and creepy. Almost unfinished in a way. Those are the only levels that I really dislike. But they make the good ones really shine, so maybe they are pretty good. But still, even these good ones have a little to be desired. We still need just a little something, you know? So, how about some music? Now, if you've ever played Super Mario 64, you know that it has some pretty good tunes. We got some spooky ones, catchy ones, and epic ones. For instance, let's look at the athletic theme. An athletic theme is one that can be used in multiple stages and still fit each one well. For example, let's look at the original Super Mario Bros. Game. Specifically, the theme you might know as 1-1. While you know it as 1-1, the game actually uses this theme in every above-ground level. This was most likely because of the limited space on cartridges back then. This whole game that's basically created the entire platformer genre was only 40 megabytes. That's about enough data to store 3 seconds of an MP3 sound file. So of course, they had to recycle music. Now, the main athletic theme in Super Mario 64, you probably know as the Bomb Battlefield. But it's also used in Mom's Fortress, Tall Tower Mountain, and Tiny Huge Island. But this theme feats all these levels well, mainly because they all have one thing in common. They're all above ground. This is just like the 1-1 theme. It's an athletic theme. All above ground. That's kind of cool. And not to mention, this theme is actually pretty catchy. There's also my favorite theme, Ultimate Koopa. This is the theme used in the final fight with the fully powered up Bowser. The fight is so epic and really gets your blood pumping, and mostly because of this theme. You know how I was talking about mood and levels? Well, the music can really go a long way to help with the mood. The athletic theme helps convey a happy-go-lucky mood. The water theme is one of the main reasons why Jolly Roger Bay is so calming, and the aforementioned Ultimate Koopa theme adds a sense of epicness to the battle. But that's enough about music. Let's move on to the final score. Super Mario 64 is a game that puts a smart twist on the whole Peach Gets Kidnapped story, and that's very appreciated. It has wonderful music and expertly crafted memorable stages, and the tunes are just pretty fantastic to boot. I can't get that off my head. Sadly though, the game has a couple of kinks. The now outdated graphics are hated by many, but of course, I really love them. After all, I am low poly as well. Some of the stages feel a bit underdone as well, such as Hazy Maze Cave and Wet Dry World. But they really make the other stages shine. And the stages shine for such a good reason, too. If I just told you the name Bomb Battlefield, you'd instantly have that image in your head with the mountain, King Bomb, the chain shop, the cage, everything. Unless, well, of course, you've never played it. But if you have played it, even just once, you'll probably just have a very accurate and faint image in your head. And that's always a pretty good thing. Unless, of course, you're talking about the Pikmin 2 stage with all the Bulborbs. Don't really remember that for the right reasons. More of the wrong reasons. Whew. Sorry, I just had some flashbacks. But anyway, the stages are just so good. Except for, the aforementioned Hazy Maze Cave and Wet Dry World. And overall, I give Super Mario 64 a solid 8.5 out of 10. Hey, thanks for watching to the end, guys. How did you like the pilot episode? Good? Bad? Let me know your thoughts. Please use constructive criticism in the comments, and not just a thumbs down and a comment saying the video stinks. I'll use the feedback to make a better video next time. And, do what my brother says, and subscribe!